What up, y'all? Welcome to Cooking with Quiana, the hip shake your mama Lynell.
Yeah,
Pull
baby, I
up.
think I want
Let's
to
have
try
a
something
kiki.
new right now. Now, you know, I am so ready. I don't want to do it like the old way. Nope, we doing it fresh. Feel like home. Let's go, let's go. That's it, that's it. That's what I'm talking about. Just like that. You want to dance. It's all right, it's all right. We know you wasn't expecting this right here. I know. Just so you know, to take a little piece of home with you.
All right, on today's episode, we are cooking a wonderful, comforting dish blackened salmon pasta. All right, now this is not your typical salmon with your blackening season. This salmon is just cooked in a blackening fashion. All right, so then I'm going to go through our ingredients that we have for you today. We've got our bell pepper, our shallots, our onions, a nice yellow onion, some garlic, some green onion here. We've got our Greek yogurt, okay? We have some heavy whipping cream, Italian cheese, Parmesan cheese, some corkscrew pasta, and some extra virgin olive oil, and some fresh salmon that you can get from your local store. My store favorite right now, I'm so happy to be home and hitting up my Albertsons. Bruh, Albertsons comes through for me. I don't know if you shop at Albertsons, but shameless plug. They ain't sent me no money yet, but if they do, I like Albertsons. Okay. So I'm gonna show you how to deskin your salmon. So they had a beautiful piece of salmon at a beautiful price today. I like to go because it just feels good to know this man took this fish out the box and gave it to me versus where did this fish come from and it's in a little plastic thing and it's just sitting in but it's not as high as Whole Foods. Like Albertsons, maybe on the vibe. So the man gave me this piece of fish. But I'm going to show you how to take the skin off. All right. So I'm going to slide it here to the end of my cutting board. Let me get myself comfy. A very sharp knife. A very sharp knife. I'm going to place it. If you look at the salmon, you can see the fat line of the salmon and the skin right there. So I'm going to place the edge of my knife right on that line of fat and just slide it ever so gently. And I'm going to pull the fish up and make sure I'm not wasting a lot of fish. But if you stay on the board, it's the easiest way. And just be patient with yourself. And what I'm about to do is cut the fish because I got this part off and then do the rest. Because who says you got to do the whole thing? Nobody. It's your house. This piece here. This is about a pound of salmon. It was like 1.1. After I get this skin off, I'm going to cube it. Now you can definitely buy a salmon that does not have the skin on it. They didn't have any, or I think actually they may have had some, but I didn't want to pay what it was worth. Like, why pay $3 more a pound when I could just take the skin off? I just feel like I could take the skin off. Some people like to eat, some dishes you can eat a crispy skinned salmon. But today on our pasta, we're going to take the skin off because we don't want this in our sauce. All right, now I have my salmon here, my nice little steaks. I'm going to take my knife and cut this into about inch wide pieces, right? And then I'm going to cube that into about inch wide squares. And I'm going to transfer that into a bowl. I'm going to wash my hands first. All right. So I'm going to take this salmon drop it in my bowl here. This is another 1 skillet. Well, no, it's 2 skillet recipe because you have to cook your pasta. Another hip shaking mama tip: as you go, take care of your kitchen. You know, like it takes 2 seconds to rinse that cutting board off and put it in the sink. You know, like just do those little things. All right, I've got my seasonings here. I have some paprika, garlic powder, onion powder, Tony's. I've got some adobo. I'm going to put that in there. That's a new seasoning for you guys. And some cayenne pepper. Toss that in here. On my salmon. And I'm also going to drizzle that with a little olive oil before I put it in the skillet. That's about a tablespoon, maybe 2. That's going to help the seasoning stick to that salmon. Ooh, ooh. Yes, that happens sometimes. If you ain't, what's that? I follow a chef and he's like, if you ain't sneezing, it ain't seasoned. And I was like, that is dope. So I'm sneezing, so that means it is seasoned. All right. Turn that over there. Boom. All right. We're ready to go to the skillet. All right. Now we are at our skillet. I've already prepped my pasta. So go ahead and cook your noodles, your favorite noodles, to whatever the box specifications are, where they're nice and al dente. You could just eat them like that. Okay. Now I'm at my skillet. Turn that on a nice high heat. I'm going to hit that skillet with about 2 tablespoons of, actually 3 of this extra virgin olive oil, because we are about to blacken these pieces of salmon. Okay, and they each need their own space on that skillet. So I'm turning that around to coat that pan. And that needs to be hot before we put the salmon in there. Before. So be patient. Be patient. It's a virtue. It's a virtue. I'm going to add a little bit more oil because I can see it's not enough to cover the bottom. So you need to cover the bottom of your skillet. Okay? Let that heat up. Takes a few seconds. And then I'm going to place these individually. Don't be hasty and pour this in here or it won't cook right. Why can't I just pour it in there? Because you have to cook each side of this salmon so it doesn't fall apart in your pasta. Let me tell you why. If you just throw it in there, it'll fall apart in the pasta. It's got to be browned. We're going to cook this for about, I'm going to say 2.5, 3 minutes on each side. Honestly, I really can't tell you. It's really like, as long as it takes you to get this in here, you want to kind of go in an order. And then it's about time to start flipping the ones that you started putting in over, because this does not take long to cook. Right? So kind of put them in a order where you know, let me start flipping here. So I'm going to flip them over. I'm going to wait a little longer. I'm being a little impatient. How do I know? It's not all the way crispy. I want it to be really done. Smells great. This is the 1 skillet. Once I cook the pasta, I'm putting everything in this skillet to keep all this flavor in my sauce. All right, let me flip these little guys over. Turn this fire down a little bit. Smells amazing. Salmon is a great source of protein. One of the highest forms of protein you can get. So when you're trying to count those macros, this recipe can pasta sauce. All right. First thing I'm going to put in this pan is my garlic. My onions, my shallots, and my bell peppers. Now I'm gonna give that a little whisk. I'm gonna add a little more virgin olive oil just to allow those to cook down. As you can see, right, as you can see, all the flavor bits from your salmon is already incorporated into this seasoning mix. So there's no reason, no need to salt this at all. It's gonna cook down and soften on its own. All right, y'all, welcome back. We are here with your blackened salmon pasta. So our onions and bell peppers have softened now. I'm gonna go ahead and hit this with my heavy whipping cream, okay? Liquid of my sauce here. Then I'm gonna add in, this is my Q-tip, bonus protein, because sometimes you'll need to add more liquid, more heavy whipping cream. I'm going to substitute some of my heavy whipping cream with some Greek yogurt. Your Greek yogurt has about 15 to 20 grams of protein per serving. So that is an added bonus, okay? And it's also creamy. It's not going to take away. You're not even going to taste it. Like Greek yogurt is one of my favorite things that I learned about when I started counting my macros and really trying to eat to live, okay? It is a substitute for sour cream on your baked potato because, you know, you really don't taste the sour cream all the time. You just need something to make it creamy, right? So imagine putting Greek yogurt, which is 15 grams of protein, on your baked potato, right? That's even without bacon or whatever. Like, I'm not trying to make you not eat your bacon on your baked potato. I'm eating bacon, but I'm also eat some Greek yogurt, okay? All right, so I'm incorporating that in. I'm stirring that so it can get nice and smooth. I'm gonna hit this with my cheese. I've got my Parmesan and my Italian blend. I'm gonna toss that in there. I want all of this to melt together, okay? Tell me your family don't want to eat this. This is Hip Shaking Mama approved, okay? I'm going to let this cook together, not very, just a few minutes, like maybe 2 minutes. I'm about to add all of these ingredients together. Well, here we are again. It is taste test time. Thank you for coming to Lynell's kitchen. Our dish for today is blackened salmon pasta. All right, so you gotta tell me what you think.
That's it.
It's a corkscrew noodle. Do you taste like it has a special protein sauce on it? Does it taste any
The sauce
different?
is great. I don't know if the protein sauce.
I don't protein, whatever. It is
Exactly.
good. Beautiful. So we had our Q-tip was to sneak in a little extra protein for this dish. Beautiful. All right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in today. How many out of 10? How many are you?
10 out of 10 does recommend.
Does recommend. Well, thank you so much for tuning in to Cooking with Quiana. Baby, we've had a kiki today. I need you to go ahead and like, comment, subscribe, and share this episode with all of your friends who are looking to have a hip-shaking lifestyle, embracing their health and wellness.
Don't lay,